How can you attract money to manifest within 24 hours? Feeling skeptical? Then watch this video all the way to the end. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to receive money in 24 hours or less with the law of attraction. Hey Outlaws, this is Marcus Burks from marcusburks.com, and I help people tap in to no-nonsense law of attraction. We are the outlaws of attraction. Reshape your life and create a world that you design. How to receive unexpected money in 24 hours or less. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sails. William Arthur Ward. The triangle of manifest: desire, action, belief. You need all three of these to truly create and manifest, but you really need to believe in yourself to create the things that you want in your world. I want you to start believing and expecting with certainty. With absolute certainty. Just in the same way when you sat at a red traffic light, you know with certainty that it's going to change to green. Now you might be frustrated, sat there waiting for it to change and everybody else is having their turn, but your turn is coming and you know with certainty that the light is going to turn green. Most people say that they want money in their life, but they don't realise that they're blocking it with lack of expectation. They want money, but they focus on the absence of money. If you ask, you will receive. I had this tattooed onto my arm. Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened. For everyone who asks receives, he who seeks will find, and to him who knocks the door will be opened. That's very, very powerful. And that's not coming from me having a religious standpoint, because I believe in the universe and I believe in energy, but I believe in that as a metaphor in life, because if you don't look and seek, then you will never find. And if you don't believe in what you're looking for, then you will never find. So if you don't put the right energy out, then you won't get the right energy back. Now money, like anything else, is just energy. Money is energy, and when you realize that money is just energy, then you can manifest more of that energy into your life, because we're all connected with energy. Everything is matter and energy is matter. So therefore you are energy, money is energy, and there's as much money in the world as there is drops of water in the ocean. There is unbelievable abundance of money out there, and it's yours to go out and get. Don't believe in that lack mindset. Stop focusing on what you don't have and you don't want, and start focusing on what you do have and what you do want as if you've already got it. Around about 7 years ago, I was sat backstage at a crappy little show, getting paid crappy little money in my crappy little car, and a friend of mine was sitting in the car watching The Secret. And all the way through it, I was laughing. I was going, that's just ridiculous, that's crazy. And I don't know what it was, but part way through it, something just clicked to me. And I was like, maybe there's something in this. I'm not sure. And then, oh, you're into it now, are you? And ever since that day, I started to try and prove The Secret wrong. That's where my journey kind of really began, when I realised that I was looking for how can I prove it wrong, and looking for the scientific facts behind it. And little did I know it was going to take me down this rabbit hole that would take me into this whole world of law of attraction and abundance and The Secret, and you know, to manifest and to be starting this channel, and the things that it has manifested into my life. You know, from that day, it is unbelievable. And just so you know, back then I was sat in that car earning very little money in my crappy car on this crappy show, and I was in thousands of pounds worth of debt. And I came across The Secret. I really started to dig deep. I started to put visualization boards together. I was really looking for every bit of information that I could completely consume about the law of attraction, and it really did start to change my life. And at first I was kind of, as I said, I was trying to prove it wrong. I was like, is this really working? But I started to realise that once I started to realise how it works, I started to think of things that have happened throughout my life, and realised that I'd already used the law of attraction without realising that I'd used the law of attraction to manifest the things that I had, equally in the same way as I manifested the things that I didn't want to have, or the bad things in my life. It was a real time of transformation and awakening to realise that I had this whole new path ahead of me. So one of the things that I saw in The Secret, a guy was talking about when bills was coming in, you get very frustrated over bills coming into your house. But when he was getting bills in, he started to imagine that those bills was checks, like they was sums of money coming to him rather than sums of money that he had to pay out. So I still do that now. We've had a really expensive couple of months because we do most of our stuff annually, and at the beginning of the year we was paying out a lot of annual bills, and then bills was coming in, and we're running our business, being out on the road as musicians, and it costs a hell of a lot of fuel to get around and travel and all of these other things, and we've had a very expensive time. And then we had more bills coming in, and I did that. I started to kind of feel myself getting a bit like, God, we've got so many bills coming in, and we're working so hard, and being real is that this is what this channel is. It's the no nonsense law of attraction. Being real, I was starting to myself to start thinking, this is getting really frustrating now. We've got thousands of pounds coming out, and then as some of the bills was coming in, I started to joke around, and I was like, going in the living room, going to my wife, look at this sum of money that we've had in today. Look at this, we've had £1,000 here, and we've had £200 there, and skipping around the house as if that we was receiving the money. Get yourself into that mindset, as those bills are coming in, and you might be in a really tough situation. Trust me, I know what it's like. I truly know what it's like to be in debt and to be lying in bed at night time, wondering how you're going to pay the next bill, wondering how you're going to put food on the table, wondering how you're going to pay your rent. We used to be behind on our rent, constantly, and now we have our own home and a mortgage. We can't go and miss a mortgage payment the same way that we could have gone to our landlord, who was my mother-in-law at the time, and so we was very lucky to have my mother-in-law as our landlord to say, look, we can't afford the rent, can we put it off for a few weeks? And I know what that feels like, to be sat there every single night and every day worrying about money, worrying about how you're going to pay the bills, and you see the debt stacking up. But trust me, you really can turn your life around. You truly can. You've just got to get into that right vibration and that right mind frame, and start to look at that debt. As hard as it may seem, start to look at those figures and imagine that's the figure in your bank account. Because I remember the first time when we eventually got out of debt, and we kind of gone beyond being in debt, and we start to have profit into our bank account. I remember seeing the figure of money in my bank account. That was the figure we was actually originally in debt. And I finally sat there and went, oh my God, this is actually happened. From that, me sitting and joking around in a car, taking the mick out of the secret, to kind of getting very obsessed with the law of attraction and going in this massive rabbit hole about it, to only a few years later to be sat there looking at my bank account with more money than I've ever seen in my entire life in that bank account. But not only that it was a figure that was profit, and it was the same figure as what we was in debt. This stuff really works, guys. It really works. And I'm not just talking about pie in the sky, let's wish for it, law of attraction. I'm talking about desire, action and belief. It is no nonsense law of attraction. Desire, action and belief. I'm not saying just sit there and wish for it, but if you get the mindset right and you realize the action steps you need to take, the things that you need to do, and you focus down and lock down on that, then you can start to manifest money into your life. So start to look for those small wins. You might find a little penny on the floor, a nickel, or whatever you want to call it in for where you're from, but you might find that little thing on the floor. Somebody might buy you that coffee, or you just receive that little something. Start looking at those little things, and don't look at them as, oh, they don't count. Every little thing counts, because they are manifestations. They might be little, but they're still manifestations. I did it recently. I was at a spa day with my wife, and I walked into the dressing room, and there was just €5 lying there. Now, normally what I do, if I go and find £5 or €5 or whatever, then if I'm out in the street and then I see a homeless person, then I'll buy them a sandwich, or I'll give it to somebody that seems in more need than me, because I do believe in paying it forward. Because there's a saying that if you give with an open hand, then you can receive. So when you receive with an open hand and an open heart, then you can give. So I believe in that kind of that giving to receive, and not to receive financially. It doesn't mean that. It means that you can go and give something, but you can sometimes receive something in your heart, and that feeling is actually priceless. Because growing up, my mum never had anything when we was growing up, and she was still there sat every night knitting clothes for children in Africa, and that always amazed me, that we didn't really have food in our own cupboards, and my mum was very poor, and she did her best by us, but she'd be sat there every night buying wool to knit clothes for children in Africa. So, you know, she was receiving something in her heart where she's giving something to the world. And I always said that I think I get that heart from my mum. I get that from my mum because she was one of the people in my life, and she suffers with alcoholism, and you know, she really does live in quite a negative world, and I try my best with her all the time to try and, you know, help her to see the amazing person she really is. But the one thing she has is an amazing heart. She has this amazing ability to give without expecting anything in return. She would literally give you the last pound out of her pocket, or she would give you the last scrap of food on a plate, and that is an amazing quality. And I you know, I more than anything would love to take my mum out of the world that she is in, and make her see the amazing human being that she really is. But moving back on from that, I just want you to realise that you need to look for the little things, and don't look at those little things as only little things. They're still wins. It doesn't matter if it's a little tiny thing or a big thing. It's still that thing. You know, you might find that, like I say, the penny, the dollar, that somebody buys you the cup of coffee, or whatever it might be for you, then just acknowledge that. So when you go into your day today and tomorrow and moving through the week, start to acknowledge anything that comes to you and vibrates with you. So if you start looking for those things, you'll notice them more. And the more you notice them, the more you'll notice that actually I am receiving these little things. And the more you get your mindset right and be positive in that mindset that you can win, you can receive, then the more you'll start to manifest into your life. I always say it like this: look for the little things, but most definitely expect the big things. So I want you to say this to yourself right now, and you can write it in the comments. Just lock this into your mind, put your fingers onto your keypad or on your phone or whatever you're on, and lock it in physically and mentally. I want you to lock this in. Money flows to me and through me with ease. Money flows to me and through me with ease. I want you to say that over and over to yourself and put it into the comments. Lock it into your mind, physically lock it in to the comments, and get that locked into your life today, and go into the rest of your day and the rest of the week and say that to yourself over and over again. Money flows to me and through me with ease. And I want you to feel comfortable with money. I want you to feel comfortable with expecting money, because a lot of us grow up with our parents saying to us, money doesn't grow on trees. That, you know, I used to look at rich people as like, you know, oh, those rich people have got everything and we've got nothing. And you know, I had this complete different vision of people that had stuff in their life, and I was always envious and always in a low vibration about it. And I want you to kind of get rid of that, like what may be ingrained mentality in you. And if that is you, then it's even more important. If you was a person that grew up with lack, then it's even more important to feel comfortable with money. I, for a long time, didn't feel comfortable with money, and even when we did start to gain money into our life, you know, it did take me some time to, and even now sometimes I kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable talking about money, but it's okay. It's okay to talk about money. It's okay to want money. We all get up and go to work every day for money. That's what we're doing it for. So it's okay. It doesn't matter if you're earning very little or earning an absolute fortune out of it. And even if you don't have a job, then, you know, money's got to be an important factor of your life. So if you're living in the UK and you don't have a job and you may be on some form of benefit, whether that's kind of health benefits or unemployment benefits, you still are you're still needing that money into your life, because, you know, you're going to put food on the table or pay bills or whatever it is you want to do, or go out with your friends, or, you know, a meal or a social night out, whatever it is for you. You've got to stop feeling guilty about wanting money in your life. It's okay. Money is energy, you are energy, and we're all part of one of the same thing. We are all connected, and we're connected with that. So look at money as this infinite energy that is out there. There's that much money in the world, it is unbelievable. There's as much money in the world as there is water in the world. Look at every single bit of water in the ocean, and imagine that all of that is money, and that is yours. It's you go out and collect some of that for you, and it's not going to take away from somebody else. Don't worry that the more money that you get, the more things that you get in in your life that it's taken away from somebody else, because you're not. There's enough abundance out there for everybody, and unfortunately that some of the world is worse off than other parts of the world. But I always say this: you can only create your world, and the more you create your world and the more abundant you can create yourself, the more good you can do in the world, and you're doing your little bit. Because if you go out and try and do everything for the whole world, which I had that mentality growing up, that, you know, I just want to do everything for everyone else. And I used to run charity shows, and I didn't even realise that when people was running charity shows that they took their expenses back, and I was not even taking my own expenses back. And in turn, it's those things that also accumulated my own debt, and I ended up with lack myself by looking to do good by other people. I've realised now that, you know, you've got to fill your own cup and make your own cup overflow. And when your own cup is overflowing, then you've got abundance to help other people. So, you know, it's why one of the reasons I wanted to start this channel, because it's something I'm really passionate about. I love speaking to people, I love people, and I want to help people see their potential and help people find their purpose and passion in life. And I say this: the more that I can inspire you, then you can inspire somebody else, and then this knock-on effect goes on. So don't worry about, don't feel guilty about wanting money. Don't feel guilty about having abundant things in your life. You know, embrace it. And the more you do that, then you feel, there's a saying that's always been said, and I used to hear this all my life: the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And in some ways that is very, very true, because when you're in that low vibration mentality and you feel poor, then you're not kind of like in that space of wanting more. You kind of put yourself into a situation of like, well, I haven't got any money, then you just accept it. But when people have got money, then they are a little bit more confident. You see those people with money, and then they're a bit more confident, and like, well, you know, I'm feeling confident, I can go out for a meal tonight, and I'm, you know, not worrying about paying for it, and I'm having a nice holiday, and, you know, I've still got some money in the bank, and, you know, that rainy day comes, then I'm okay. So they've got that confidence about them, and because of that confidence, then it inadvertently gets their mindset of like, well, I'm not worried about money because I have money. And then what happens? It attracts more money into their life. The more you believe, the more you receive, and the more you receive, the more you will believe. Do you know that you are more powerful than you can even imagine? So I want you to just reprogram your mind for that mindset of more. Mindset of it's okay to want more, and it's okay to manifest money into my life, because I am doing my part in this world, and I am equally as important as anybody else in this world. So have that mindset. You are more powerful than you can even imagine. So I just want to recap on that. I want you to go out and look for the little things. Just know this in your heart, that today, that within the next 24 hours, you are going to manifest something into your life, whether it's a little thing or a big thing. If you want to set your targets big, then that's fine, as long as you believe it. The big thing's cool. If you go, I want $1 million. I heard a story where a guy raised $1 million in one day, and that's because he truly believed that he was going to do it. But if you say I'm going to raise $1 million and tomorrow I haven't got it, then there's no point in setting that if you don't truly believe it. So set a target that you know, that you believe. Set that target for yourself. And if that is just a little penny or a cup of coffee or whatever it may be for you, then get it manifested into your life, and then start to see those patterns. Do it every day, and don't if it doesn't work straight away, then it's just the belief pattern wasn't quite right and it didn't vibrate completely right. Don't dismiss it. Don't go, this stuff doesn't work. It does work. Just keep doing it every single day. And when it works for you, just come back on the comments and leave your story. Leave your story in the comments. And I would like you to go down to the comments and put a hashtag down there. Put the hashtag money magic. Go and put the hashtag money magic, and go and create the money magic in your life. Go and create and manifest for yourself, and have fun with this. Don't take it too seriously, because we are here to enjoy this life and enjoy ourselves, and, you know, go out and manifest whatever you want into your life. If this video has resonated with you, then please pay it forward. Come and help me to grow this channel. Go and share this video with your friends and family. Put it on your social media. Let's inspire people together. Once again, this is Marcus Burks from marcusburks.com with no nonsense law of attraction. Reshape your life and create a world that you design.